in the media and see how the media was attacking you what type of person you were. And that's sometimes what the media does. They just find some bad things. They just want to try to find anything wrong with somebody so they can get some publicity out of bad news, whether it's true or not. Mm-hmm. What were the steps that you took to handle those challenges that the media was bringing on to you, and what steps would you give other entertainers, basketball players, entertainers-wise, actors-wise, whoever? What steps would you give them to handle the same type of situation?
Oh, my God, okay. That's a really great question, Taj. We was in Toronto when it all started, and my husband, he was playing Michael Jordan and those guys, and he was giving me this signal, and we was kind of joking back and forth because we had just got married, and I said, okay, if I put my hand on my forehead, that means drive to the hole. I was learning about basketball because I didn't know nothing about it. So I said, that means drive to the hole because I've been watching, I've been studying, and I know what you need to do. And he's laughing. He's like, okay, so now you're a basketball coach. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to look up there, but I can't get caught because I'll get in trouble. I said, okay. So he would look over there, and, me and his little daughter, our little daughter, would be sitting there, and I put my hand on my forehead. So he would go out there, and he would drive to the hole, and he would get the basket. So, we was like, wow, this is cool, so we'll play. The media got a hold of it. They did a story on it on Inside NBA, and everything was fine, but then another reporter got it and started saying, oh, my God, they're wacky, they're this. So it just started the whole negative spin, and it's like, okay. So I started addressing them, and I was a little aggressive at first, I will admit, because it's like, wait a minute, you don't even know us. This is our private business. Just stay out of it. Mm-hmm. I didn't understand that, you have to kind of just ignore them and take the high road. So his agent was like, okay, Jackie, we understand, because I'm kind of outspoken, but not in the way they tried to portray it. And he said, the more you kind of talk to them, or if they come to you and you kind of are blunt with them, they're going to try to, fuel it. So just, ignore it. I said, okay, no problem. So we ignored it, and that might have been a mistake because for a while they just started making up all these stories, and, it wasn't changing our relationship, but it hurt a lot because our daughter was asking, why are they being mean, that kind of stuff. But as far as fans, they were real supportive, and they were, great with us. So then we went to Sacramento, and, we thought, okay, all that's going to be left at the last team, but then it followed us there, and it just kept following us. But the good thing is there was 80% good. It just didn't get reported. And then the 20% of the negative comments was getting out there in the media. And I just chose to ignore it, and whenever I got an opportunity or they, interviewed me, I would just tell them, it's really unfortunate. It's misconstrued. That's not the way we are. I'm not a jealous maniac and all this that they say. I love my husband. I respect him. He doesn't have to worry about anything as far as off the court. I take care of all the business stuff because he asked me to, and because that's what I do. I know how to do it. I, make his appointments. I do what a wife is supposed to do. I help raise our kids. I, take care of our household. My mother lives with us, so he wants me to go with him on the road. We're building our first home together. We're studying together. I'm helping him with his, with just different things that he's doing. When they're on the road, it's a lonely place. I don't know if you guys have ever traveled, but those players are sitting in those hotel rooms by themselves watching movies and, playing Game Boy and, talking on the phone. There's really not much going on usually, so why can't I be there with my husband? So, I would explain to him that, and then it started turning. It started getting better as I let them more into our life. And then we ended up getting approached by someone to do the reality show, and we thought, okay, great. Now they'll get to really see who we are, and we did the reality show. Some steps that I would say people do is definitely ignore it, and it's going to be hard because I know a lot of the celebrities, and I know what they go through, and they're all like, oh, my God, how did you deal with it? I just want to go off, but that'll be the worst thing to do because I think that a lot of times it's misunderstood. If they don't know, they're going to make up a story, and, the things that they've made up has been so cruel, but I took it all and made it a good. It's like, okay, you want to say these things that I hate women and I do this and I do that. I don't hate women. I love women. I have 6 sisters. I'm a woman. I have daughters. I have a mother. I've always reached out to the females, and I have no problem.
How can you hate women and you empower women with that's like I don't understand.
So I just took it and just tried to make a good at everything that they put out that was bad. But I'm not going to lie, it hurts deeply when you're trying to do something to help someone and they put it there that way. But I've had reporters call me from the New York Times all the way down to the Chicago Times to CNN, to different places, and just say, I'm very sorry. I apologize. I bought into the hype, and, sportscasters was making little, comments, and, I did that and I shouldn't have, and I've accepted all their apologies, and I forgive and I move on, because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to empower and inspire. That's my mission in life, is to help people. I've been blessed. I didn't grow up with a lot, so when I met my husband, and, I've worked for my own, and a lot of people was like, oh, she's married him because of this and that. And, I tell them all the time, when I met my husband, I already had established myself. And that was from sacrificing and not being out there with some of my girlfriends. I missed a lot of my childhood because I was working. I had 2 jobs. I was modeling. I was helping take care of my family because, my mom is older, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of people who don't know about me. And that probably was one of the reasons that my husband saw that, maybe I am different. And it took 4 years for us to get married. It wasn't like, oh, he met me and we just ran out and got married.